think we're good to go. So I still got my mic here just in case, but otherwise this is going to be the main upload strat for today. So today's theme, we're going to be going over TikTok, not social media in general, just specifically TikTok. I have 2 categories we're going to go over, no questions tonight, mainly because I forgot to post the video. Yeah, so that's the deal with that. I got a comment on a TikTok, so I was reading it real quick to see if it was a question or not. It was not. So let's get started. We got 2 themes to cover. I don't know how long this podcast is going to be. We have 2 things: why I hate it and why I like it. I said a lot of things today on my TikTok about reasons why I'm not too much of a fan of it. And I will kind of cover those again, and maybe add more emphasis to them, because maybe I didn't put enough in the video or whatever, because I only get a minute. There's another reason as to why I don't like it. You only get a minute, and you can only do so much in a minute. So let's get started anyways. So we got I hate it, I like it. We're going to start with why I hate it so we can end on a positive note. So number 1, you can only post about a minute long on it, right? And some people have been very creative with the minute that they are given. That's also a reason why I like it, is because people can be creative, but we'll talk about that more in depth later. You get 2 options. You get to set it at 15 or a minute. Now, when you use an audio, if it's anywhere in between, if you set it to 15, it will only record up to the 15 seconds you want. Or if you set it to a minute, it will max out for some reason when the audio ends and not go the entire minute. Which I guess is a good thing, especially if you're trying to do a bunch of videos back to back to back and you don't want to have to set it to, whatever. I would like to see more than a minute, because you can only talk about so much in a minute, right? I'm usually struggling with words, or I'm not talking fast enough, so I usually don't get all the info that I want into the video. So sometimes I'll either have to add text, or I'll have to add a part 2, because you can only fit so much in a minute. So there's that. We'll move on to the next thing. Oh my goodness. Sorry. We'll move on to the next subject of toxic people. They're everywhere on my posts, when I comment on other people's posts. They'll attack my comments regardless if it's related or not. And I've been I'm losing brain cells because of it. So I just kind of having those toxic people, those hateful people on the app, it ruins the experience, because it makes people not want to comment. It makes me not want to comment on videos, because you never know. And somebody might be having a bad day, but we use that excuse so much that I think people are starting to turn that against what it actually is. It's getting to the point where I personally don't know when someone's just having a bad day, or they're just stomping around like an elephant thinking they're top of the world. Because we've seen both types of people on TikTok, right? Someone just had a bad day and they commented on your comment or your post for whatever reason. Usually I'll just block them. If I respond to them, I respond to them, but then usually I end up blocking them either way. But the block feature it works to a degree. If you've really upset them, they just create another account and they're back. And didn't really solve the problem there, now did you? You just blocked them one time. I've had this happen where I was blocking someone and they kept coming back, and they did that like 5 times, I think. It was ridiculous. Yeah, so blocking them works to a degree. If you block them and they only have one account and they're not going to go out of their way to create another, then you've successfully blocked them. But it doesn't necessarily work all the time. We'll move on to the next part, moderation. So say you block them so many times and you're frustrated with them and you report them. Well, I'm not even going to say like 10% of the time, actually probably like 1% of the time. In my case, when I've actually reported someone, nothing gets done about it. And when it comes to other things like audios, when it comes to other things like this video gets taken down because the original video is taken down, that I do not believe has happened to me, where my videos got taken down because the original was taken down and the original was still up. I've seen that happen. That has not happened to me. I have had videos taken down because the original video was taken down, and I do believe the original videos were taken down. But in my case today, I stitched a video and it completely just ruined. Hang on, I'm gonna backtrack. I stitched this video of this lady, not a nice lady. I don't think she's a nice lady anyway. I stitched this video. This lady was she was saying things that annoy Star Wars fans. Me being a Star Wars fan, I disagreed with probably everything on her list. I don't know if that was just me being offended by it, or if it was actually gatekeeping, or if it was just a joke, right? It could have just entirely been a joke. But my audio got taken down on that video. The original video, hers is still up. The audio, the song, the raunchy song that's been going around, it's still up. But my video got taken down. So that thing that I put so much effort into, to go through all the points and say, well, even if it is a joke, here's what I think of these topics. It was ruined. It was ruined because of TikTok. And when I would click on the audio, it would say the copyright owner in your country does not allow this sound to be used. I can 100% guarantee you I'm not the only one in the United States who has used this audio. I didn't even use the audio. I stitched the video of someone using the audio. And my video got silenced. So, yeah, that sent me on a spree of posting over 30 times today. And I'm not done posting. I still got more I need to post. I have some drafts I need to post. I'm not done posting on TikTok. No. Unless if by the time this uploads, maybe. Depends on when this uploads. I'm going to try and upload this as soon as I'm done recording it. And I still need to do a Twitch stream tonight, so that should be fun. Yeah, so then I had to go and make my own video just talking about it. And I left the original video up. It's still at 0 views all day long. I can't get it to have the audio. So TikTok's pretty much pissed me off today. Yeah, overall the moderation is garbage. It is trash. I don't care if it is a person doing it or if it's a system. If it's a system, they need to be updated. Because the report system clearly does not work. You can report a video that is disturbing in any way or whatever, report it for whatever, nothing will happen to it. They'll say, oh, it's fine, even though there's something clearly wrong with it. So, and if there is a person behind it, well, they should probably be fired because of how many times I've reported a video for whatever reason, or I've reported an account for whatever reason, and nothing will happen. So either they need a new moderation team, or they need to fix their system. Because what's currently going on is things that are unimportant, don't really matter, nothing wrong with them, get reported and they get taken down. But things that are important, that should be taken down, are left up for several weeks, or even still up to this day from the time they were posted. And it is absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, I hate the app for that reason. The For You page, and we'll kind of chop in the algorithm with that. Now, I have strayed away from young girl dancing TikTok. I've managed to land on Star Wars TikTok, but even then, I will still occasionally get a younger woman dancing on my For You page, half naked. No, thank you. I'm not about that. But TikTok seems to love it. They recommend it all the time. I'm assuming they're recommending it to the wrong people, and when it gets into the wrong hands, that's not good. So that needs to be fixed. The fact that children can post that kind of stuff with those raunchy audios, with those raunchy music, they can post these videos, and then it might fall into the wrong hands because they're putting it out to the public. They're not making it private, unless if they are making it private now, in which case, good on them. But if they're posting it publicly, anybody can see it, which means the wrong people can see it. I guess there technically isn't a right person to see it. But I don't support the app by any means. Because I post on it does not mean I support it. However, I do want to start looking into a different means of posting content that I enjoy, that I can still use sounds, that all that kind of stuff. So that maybe I can start, because currently right now TikTok is a massive part of my content creator career. And I don't support a lot of the things that the app itself does. Now, if I ignore the app and I'm just left with my community, I'm fine with that. Because amongst my community, there is not a lot of bad people. There are some bad apples that have snuck in before, and they probably still exist today. But the second I find out that they're a bad apple, they most likely will get blocked, and that will most likely solve that problem. But like I said before, it doesn't always work. They can also go to other social medias, in which case I have to block them on other social medias, in which case that's just over excessive at that point. Yeah. So the For You page, younger children, half naked dancing, not a fan of it. I've started to get myself more onto Star Wars TikTok, but even then I'm still getting recommended minors that are a part of Star Wars TikTok, and that's not really ideal either. Yeah, that's where I'm going to leave it at that. Because it's crazy that this kind of stuff gets put out there. And they let it stay up. They don't think of actual minor safety. They're just like, yes, put it out there. Do it. It upsets me. It makes me angry that TikTok gets away with this kind of thing, and they don't think anything about it. But now, on my part, I've been seeing it less and less. Doesn't mean it still doesn't exist, though. And in the wrong hands, that's not good. So we'll talk one more reason as to why I'm not a huge fan of it. And that's the algorithm. As a content creator, like I just kind of touched upon, or what I just covered, there is a fine select group of people that get their videos pushed out more often than others, that very rarely get their videos taken down and all that kind of stuff. In my opinion, I don't know if this is 100% true or not, but I feel like the algorithm pushes out those minors who are dancing and half naked. All three of those things, makes them blow up for some reason. Now, I myself know that I am not attractive. I'm not really that funny. I'm not a woman either. I'm not saying that women have it easier, but I feel like the algorithm will more likely push out their videos compared to mine. Mainly because I don't dance half naked. And I'm not hating on women. It's more towards TikTok. The fact that they will only push those kind of videos. I've only had, if we're going to talk about viral videos, first off, we're going to talk about what I define as a viral video. What I define as a viral video is a video where I get more views than my follower count, if we're talking numbers, right? Then we have like personal viral, which means I personally enjoyed it. So yeah, there's that. I've only had one, as of right now, I've had one really viral video and it got about 14,000 views on it. And it was when I was talking about how at 2,000, I would show pictures of when I had no beard. And that one blew up kind of over a couple hours. And then it slowed down the next day. And then I feel like its progress has stopped at this point. But we see other people. Now, I'm not trying to compare my content to other people's content because I do post not that great content, I feel like. Or maybe sometimes it's great. Sometimes I don't feel like it was the best. Sometimes I feel like I was just trying to do a meme and only I found it funny. Other times other people find it funny, but I didn't find it funny. I feel like there's a very niche group of people who can blow up like that on TikTok. And it is a shame that it's not like anybody could have a chance at it. I guess it is technically kind of anybody can have a chance at it, but only certain people will blow up frequently. Like we see Charli D'Amelio. I'm not hating on Charli D'Amelio. She's probably earned everything that she's done, but she is, to my knowledge, underage, and she blew up very quickly, to my knowledge. She blew up very quickly. And compared to other content creators we've seen, for example, she's branched off to more social medias, and like last month or something like that, people were comparing her account to other people who she's passing. She eventually, I think, passed PewDiePie. I think. Or she got close. But it took PewDiePie like 10 something years to do that. And it took her like a week. Probably not a week, but you get the point. So it is kind of one of those things where it's like not everyone should be given that kind of chance to blow up. Part of my biggest problem with the algorithm is that it makes zero sense. There's no way to say, oh yes, this is how I'm going to blow up. Because I've had videos where I've stood there and done absolutely nothing, where I've done audios, duetted videos, where I've stitched videos and they've all blown up. To a degree, I wouldn't technically consider them viral at this point, but they would blow up quickly, and then that would kind of be it. Nothing huge would happen from it, and that would be it. And I'm sure this is not just in my case. This is pretty much anybody's. So yeah, the algorithm makes zero sense in my opinion, and I wish there was a better way to understand it besides just, oh yeah, everyone's doing this trend, so they're more likely to get more views. I'd rather do trends to my ideas and then like doing funny videos and all that other kind of stuff than just thinking about, oh, how can I turn this trend into my own content? Because at that point, it's just about numbers. And I mean, I don't do this all the time, I'd like to think that I don't do it all the time, but sometimes I see an audio and then I see it so many times, and then eventually I formulate a skit for it. But then it obviously, TikTok's algorithm says, yeah, no, bud, try again later. And it sucks. It really does suck. Would I say being a content creator is one of the hardest jobs? In a jokingly way. I don't think it is actually one of the hardest jobs, but there are aspects to it that can prove to be difficult. We're gonna touch up on this real quick. So first off, you got to deal with hate comments. Now, a lot of people tend to say you just ignore it, and for the most part, I am able to do so. But you see so many, and it just kind of builds up after a while. It's not mentally easy. Especially when you work so hard on something and then somebody just kind of like, me, I'm a crab person, whatever. Like, I'd like to be able to just ignore it, but that's not the case. But what I do like about being a content creator is, well, I'm my own manager. So that means if someone's leaving hate comments on my videos or on my other comments, the gloves can come off, right? I mean, yes, I could get in trouble, get my account banned or whatever. But when you've had enough, you've had enough. I get to the point where it gets to me. Other times I'll just be like, block them right away. But it is one of probably the most difficult things about being a content creator is putting up with that kind of crap frequently. And, that goes back to toxic people on the app. If they all just poof gone when you report them, the app would be by far a much better place. If you actually reporting someone did something, the app would be a much better place, I think. And if by reporting someone, you get rid of them, first off, you're making the app a better place. I just said that. But TikTok is putting their faith in the people who are on it, the viewers, the creators. If we're all reporting people that shouldn't be on the app and they go away, well, I think it's pretty obvious. If they put more faith in us, they could put more faith in other things, in other parts of the app, like actually improving things that should be fixed, like app crashes and other stuff like that. The content that gets put on there, a lot of it still needs to be fixed. And the fact that they aren't even working on like a better reporting system is very upsetting, to say the least. So I guess now we'll move on to my second subject. I'll try and spend as much time talking on this subject as I did the last one, to be in all fairness. So we'll start why I like it. The communities. You can form really great communities, even if you do have some bad apples in them. You can form a really great community of people who like your content, of people who enjoy the thing you're talking about. Like, I would say a lot of, or I'm going to say most of my fans probably like me because of the Star Wars content or because of whatever I post, right? And I always try and do my best to interact with them to try and form that community. And it is really cool to see other people and how their communities run, and other people who do Twitch streams have formed their communities. And it is really cool that people can have their own communities, people that they can talk to, people that share similar interests. And I think that is one of the really coolest things about TikTok is that you can form your own community, and it's interesting to say the least. So is there anything else I want to add on to that before I move on? Communities. There is a variety of communities. If you were into one thing, there's almost likely a community for it. And like, say Star Wars, for example. Say you like Star Wars games. There is a niche and a community for that kind of people somewhere on the app. I don't believe I am on Star Wars video games, but I am on Twitch. I mean, I don't really browse Twitch. I just create on Twitch. So yeah, there's a variety of communities. You can make your own community, even if there isn't one. You can go and make it. That is one of the great things about TikTok. And speaking of making your own community, posting. I have posted over 30 times today. And I can to a degree, I can pretty much talk about most things that I want to. I can cover most topics. I can, aside from when they take down my audios, I can post, as of right now, I can post as much as I want to. Some people say it's bad for the algorithm. Some people say it'll get you shadow banned. Some people say shadow ban doesn't exist. There is no way of actually saying if it's true or not. There is just saying I'm posting my content and I enjoy what I'm posting. There gets to a point where that you kind of have to ignore the numbers, because if you just sit there and you're not enjoying the content you're posting, but you're more focused on the numbers, you're going to have a much tougher time being a content creator. Now, if you can get to the point where you like your content, you also like keeping track of the numbers, by all means, go on ahead. It's gotten to the point with me where I don't, like, at the end of the day, I'll probably scroll through and check the views on each video. But when it comes to views per video, I don't really keep track of those. Because I'm making content that I want to make. I do wish, though, however, that TikTok would push out my videos more as I posted them and not several hours later. Because currently, I use TikTok to say when my podcast goes live. I use it when I'm gonna do my Twitch streams. And as I post those things, they will stay at 0 views for a little while, and then slowly accumulate views. And that means if the video blows up, not while I'm streaming on Twitch, those people missed the Twitch stream. And those are potential viewers that I could have had. Do I think it drastically changes things? No, probably not in the long run. But it would be nice, right? And I'm not saying like it needs to blow up right as it's posted, but I would like more people to be able to see my posts. And there's no way of controlling it because of the algorithm. So, anyways, that's posting. I'm glad that I'm able to post. Kind of sucks that you have to wait till 1,000 to be able to do a live. And even then, I did it for like a week or two straight. And because TikTok didn't really push out my lives either, and I'd have to make a post for it. And even then, I would still get toxic people. And yeah, you can obviously, I'm in a negative mental space because of TikTok today. I just kind of stopped doing it overall. I stopped doing TikTok lives because of all the rude people I would get, and then there would just be me sitting up by my own. At least on Twitch, if I'm sitting there on my own, I can at least say I'm playing video games and this is something that I want to do. That's why I kind of strayed away from streaming games that I wasn't having any fun streaming, is because if nobody's going to watch it and I'm not having fun, then there's no point in playing that game. So that's kind of the deal with that. TikTok doesn't really push out my content, which I guess is another why I hate it. as it's being posted, um, which absolutely sucks because I want more people to be able to see these things as they happen. Like with the podcast, once I upload it to YouTube, it's going to be up there forever. And it shouldn't get taken down for any reason because I'm not doing anything bad in these. So, that's kind of the idea with that. I wish TikTok would put it out more because when I do my podcast announcements and when I do things like saying I'm going live on Twitch, I can do those things and expect new viewers. Whereas at my current rate, I'll probably sit at 0 viewers for a hot minute and then someone might join but they won't talk, or there's a whole bunch of issues going on right now. But that's besides the point. So we'll move on to the next thing, which is it's given me something to do during this pandemic. I started posting back in July, about mid-July, I think it was. And I've been posting almost every day since. I did take off a couple days here and there. But through the month of February, I didn't take off a day, and I don't remember if I did in January or not. But it's given me something to do, especially since I've been doing 20 videos a day. It's given me something to kind of focus on, put my energy towards, and potentially make a career out of during this pandemic that is still going on after almost a year. So that's kind of the deal. It has given me something to do, and I appreciate that it's given me something to do. Albeit that I'm frustrated most of the time because of toxic people, posts, not getting pushed out, all that kind of stuff. It can get very frustrating. So we'll move on to the last subject that I have written down. Then I will see if there's anything else I want to cover before we head out. And that's creativity. People can get as creative as they want to, given that TikTok doesn't take it down. I've seen a lot of people do a lot with 50. It's kind of like Vine. Some people got really creative with, what was it, like 7 seconds that they had. Now people are getting super creative with 15 seconds, and they have up to a minute to make those posts. I heard, that was my other phone making a noise. That's like, it is very cool to see how creative people can get with 15 seconds to a minute. Some people have started stories. They've started like an equivalent of a TV series. Some people have really great quality, and that adds to their creativity. It is cool how creative people can be. I especially have surprised myself at times with how a stupid video idea has turned into a really great video itself. Back on the subject of posting, you can post really cool big projects within a minute. Given that TikTok might not favor it, because it's getting to the point where, for me anyway, the more effort I put into a video, the less I feel like it gets pushed out. I've worked on several big projects, posted them, and then they kind of flop. And it happens almost every single time I do a big project. And then I talk about showing pictures of when I didn't have a beard and it blows up. So, and being a content creator, it's not like effort equals famous or whatever. No, that is definitely not the case because of the algorithm, which is another reason as to why I hate it. But people can get creative. Some people post their creative stories or whatever, and it turns into something really big. Some people start skits, and they get that to work, and that becomes like their niche. I think part of it is you have a niche. A small group of people that you kind of post for, and more people just join as you go. Yeah, overall though, to kind of summarize everything we've talked about, creativity is cool. There are cool communities out there that you can join. You can create your own if there isn't one. You can post pretty much as you want to, as long as you're watching what you're doing. It's given me something to do. And I absolutely love the fact that it is giving me something to do and kind of giving me like a second chance. I have tried being a content creator before, but at that time I was only posting on YouTube once a day, and most likely it was games that I was not enjoying. And it was not on this YouTube account. I've been on several YouTube accounts. I've started 2 solo ones a while back. I might talk about this in a different podcast, more in depth anyway. And then I did a friend group YouTube channel. All 3 of them are dead now. Now I got this one, which was, I guess, semi-dead, but now I'm posting on it pretty much every other day, except for the gap between Saturday and Tuesday. Those are the only days I don't. Well, Saturday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Those are the times when I'm going to be posting this podcast for right now. Unless if I decide to give up Twitch because people aren't watching it, then I might focus solely on this and do this maybe every day or every other day or something like that. We'll have to wait and see. It really just depends on which one I'm enjoying more. And if I'm enjoying Twitch, then I'm going to continue to just do this, 3 times a week. We'll talk about things I hate. The algorithm, it's messed up, makes no sense. For You page, quit putting young children on my For You page, or anybody's For You page for that matter. Moderation, absolute garbage. If there's a person, they should be fired, or better training would be nice, or they need to fix their system, because you can report someone and they'll do absolutely nothing about it almost 100% of the time. And the toxic people who usually need to be reported, but nothing ever happens. Overall, if I was to rate the app and how much I would recommend going to post on it, I do think that it, posting-wise, I would recommend it. But as a content creator, it gets very tiring. And it makes me want to be like, okay, well, I want to migrate to another app, but how would I do that? And how is that app going to be different from TikTok? Because I've gotten so used to TikTok, it's almost a fear of leaving TikTok. So yeah, it sucks. Overall, I would say if you're just trying to view videos and you're not going to comment on stuff, then I guess it's all right. But you'll get recommended minors most likely in any community you go into. Toxic people run rampant, so being a content creator is draining to say the least, especially when it's kind of like finding the needle in the haystack. You'll only have that one needle in there, or in my case, it's only one needle, in a haystack. But as soon as you find it, well, you're gonna probably know you found it, one way or another. And it is. I would like to see a lot of change happen with this app. This app could be so much better than what I think it currently is. And anytime there is an update, it feels like they didn't do anything, or it wasn't updated. The right thing wasn't updated, or they'll say bug fixes and crashes, and well, it'll still crash. And I still have bugs. Like when you're browsing the For You page and then it skips ahead like 20 videos. I hate when that happens. Or when the app just I was trying to record earlier, or I was on TikTok earlier, right after I posted a couple videos and my app crashed. So as a content creator, I would not really recommend it, but there is more freedom than probably most other apps, so there you got that for you. If you ignore the app itself, and you only go there and you post your content, maybe do a little bit of browsing, I think it's fine. But if you do too much browsing, it's not good. If you do too much posting, you'll get a bunch of haters, most likely. That's just part of being a content creator. So that was the theme of TikTok. Overall, I'm not too much of a fan of the people who are running it right now after today. And I do kind of just wish things would be better, but what can you do? So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something new. Maybe you formed your own opinions about TikTok. I have my opinions, and I am going to stick to those. And I am, as of right now, not a fan of it. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, evening, and or night. And I'll see you all on Tuesday. Probably, most likely I'm going to try and shoot for Tuesday, but let's be honest, it's probably going to be like Wednesday, early morning. My time anyway. Bye. Hope you enjoyed.